Hello everyone, it's Patty from pspapercrafts. Today is Friday. We're going to do another fun fold. Today we're going to make a tri-fold shutter card, and I found this from Julie at the Paper Pixie from maybe 10 years ago. So there's a bunch of them out there. I've seen some that need a 12 by 12 or a 5.5 by 12 sheet. So she had it where it's a smaller piece, but when you close it up, it's only, what is it? It's 3.5 wide. It fits nice in our envelope. It's kind of bulky, so having a little bit short, it is 5.5, so it fits in the envelopes, the medium size. But I thought this was really cool. It's a lot of different papers. It's actually easier than it looks. I was a little nervous to try it out, but it is easier. This is how it looks standing up. So it would be fun to have somebody get this and open it up. So for this, I decided I would use this bronze paper. It is so pretty, and it's called Delicate Designs Specialty Designer Series paper, and it's crumb cake and bronze. Can't even talk today. And it's only 3 patterns. And on this card, you need a 4th pattern. So I just did a little bit of embossing with some crumb cake. So I used, there's three different patterns, and I think they're all just so pretty. It's just one-sided because it has this copper, and it kind of goes along. It's part of the suite, the Delicate Designs or Delicate Dreams suite. So this has the copper in it. This is not available till later on in April, but I decided to use it, and I thought it turned out really nice, and I thought the crumb cake worked well with it. I wish we had bronze foil sheets. We used to, and I think that would be nice to do that in a bronze foil sheet. If you have any in your stash, that would be cool. And then I used the Greenery Lane sentiments, Love and Hugs, and then Wishing You Well. I actually broke it up into 3 so that it would fit nicely here. And I used these pressed flower motifs. These are bronze, so I use them on there as well. So it's pretty cool card. We'll put that up here, and let's try some different products to make it. As I said, it's there's a lot of pieces, and it looks very complicated, but it actually isn't that bad. Let me put this over there. So you are going to start out with your base is 10.5 by 5.5. And then we're going to do some scoring and cutting, and then we'll go through all of these different pieces and patterns. I did use, let me just show you what I'm using. The Sweet Bug. Where is it? I've got so many pieces out. Cute as a Bug. Designer series paper, and I did fussy cut something, and what did I do? I punched something, so I just have some of these sheets out, and we'll use the sentiments from the Sweet Bugs. That's where I got the Sweet Bug from. Some of the sentiments on that. So let's get started. Let's get our trimmer out. So again, this is 5.5 by 10.5, and we are going to cut and score. So, and we are going to need our arm out. So that's what I love about our trimmer. It goes all the way out, to 17 and maybe 1/4. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to have our 10.5 side up here, and we are going to score at 1 3/4. So get right at 1 3/4, and we're going to score all the way up and down. 3.5. And then 7, and the last one is 8 3/4. So we'll go all the way out to 8 3/4. Okay, which I think is actually, it's the same on both sides. So this is 1 3/4. This is 1 3/4. And then this one is 3.5, and I think this one is 3.5. So if you don't have one that goes out, yeah, you can just, you know, flip it and do the same first 2 scores on each end. Hope that makes sense. So then what we're going to do, let's close this up, is we're going to cut we're going to cut from this first score line to the last score line, all the way down. Okay, and we're going to do that in 2 different places. 1.5, so we're going to go out to 1.5, and we're going to close this, and we're going to line up this little line right at the score line, or you can measure it. And if you go a little short, you could always go in and cut it. And then we're going to go all the way out to this 8 3/4. Okay, so we did that at 1.5, and now we're going to go back in and do it at 4. Okay, same exact thing. And since we're down here, let's line this up and go all the way down to the first one. Okay, so now we have our funny little card here. So let's put this aside. I think we're done with it. And this is where I had a hard time. So we want these to fold up and this to fold back. Okay, this is going in, and then this is coming out, and these are going in. Okay, so just play with it. It's actually, you can just kind of do it this way, and then, so this is going in. And these are going out. Okay. Okay, and then this is going out the opposite, and these are going in. So in the end, you're having it valley, peak, valley, and this doesn't even have to fold. It doesn't really fold. And then peak, valley, peak, valley. So this is how it's going to look. So just play with it. You could bend it back and forth and try to get them all in the right position, but you can fold them and then fold them backwards again. So I am just going to try to crease. I don't think this one needs to be creased as much. So just once you get it in the right way, just try to get them all a good crease here. All right. So that's our card. Now, all so easy, right? Now all we want to do is layer it up, and I will go through each piece, and as I go through, I'll tell you the measurements and how many pieces you need. But there's a lot here, so if you want to look at the project sheet, I'll have a link below in the description, and you can just get all the pieces together. So you're going to have 4 of these, and I used 4 different patterns. Again, on this one, I used an embossed pattern and 3 patterns. So these are going to go, there's 4 of them, and these are 1.5 this way by 1 1/4. And all we're going to do is layer them onto the right places. Well, this is a new glue, so it is running fast and wild here. So this is going here. So again, there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I already see it's oozing out. So all we'll do is layer them up. So I'm actually making this video early. It's not Friday, so I don't know if any of you do anything for Good Friday. I feel like I'm missing one of these. Let me see if I can find it. This is it. It's the other side of this. So I'll be going to service today. So I wanted to get this done ahead of time. And then we have Easter on Sunday, if you celebrate. I'm having my family here for dinner, so I'm excited about that. Usually I go there, and I would rather have it here. I don't mind cooking, because then I get to make what I want to make. We're a lasagna family. We do lasagna on the holidays, except for Thanksgiving. So, so then you have 2 of these, and these are 1.5 by 5 1/4. And I was so glad that there were so many different patterns to use on this paper. And this doesn't really have a, you know, I'm seeing the bees are sideways, but that doesn't matter. I think you can do this any which way. And I'm gonna, well, I'll do the glue. I was gonna switch to my Seal Plus. So I'll only see 2 of my grandkids on Easter. The other 2 I'm gonna see beforehand. So I'm trying to figure out what to get them. That's not candy. My friend's daughter made these cute little, you know, the Peeps, the rabbits. They're about this big, and they have their names on them. So I thought that was really sweet. So I have to put that in with something else to give them. Very cute. All right, got it so far. And you have to kind of play with it a little bit. I put this under a book. A lot of times I put things under a book to hold them down and get them in place. And then these pieces are, let me make sure I have this right. 1.5, no, these are 1 1/4 by 3 1/4. 1 1/4 by 3 1/4, and they're going here. So see how nice it is to have so many different patterns. So these will go here. So once you have the measurements, and once you get past the scariness of cutting that, it's a pretty easy card to make. I thought, oh, how are you going to cut the inside pieces? But it worked out good. I love it when other people figure it out, and then you just copy it, right? Make it your own with the papers you use. And we call it casing, copy and share everything. And then this is the other side of this paper. And this one is 1.5, I'm just checking here, by 2 1/4. And again, this will all be in my project sheet. So if you miss something, I know some people have it written. I'm not that good together. You know, they have it pop up on the videos, but I'm always just flying by the seat of my pants to get these things out. So look at how cute that is. I love these little bugs. Reminds me of that movie Ants. Is it Ants? Whatever that was cute. Okay, so we have all our designer series paper, and we've got the reds and the greens and all of that. So let's now, I have a couple of choices. So we're going to put a piece of cardstock here, and that's 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, and also a piece of white that's 2 1/8 by 3 1/8. Whoops, I don't want to lose my little guy here. So I thought, should we put red, or this is Poppy Parade, or Old Olive? I'm thinking the Poppy Parade is a nice look with the white on top of it. Let's see how it's going to look closed. Oops. Just to get an idea. And I think with the red it's good. So we're going to go with red. And I'm also putting a circle in the front like I did here. Only I'm doing, this is a 2 inch and this is a 2 3/8 inch. So should we do the red? Well, let's put this down first and then we'll figure that out whether we're doing the red, the Poppy Parade, or the Old Olive. So on this, I wanted to use the Love You Lots, and then I did fussy cut, and I really just cut around it. I didn't, like, you know, go up in the antennae and the legs and all of that. I just thought I would put it here, and I thought this was so sweet holding the flower. So I'm using the Love You Lots, and we are going to make this two rows, 2 lines. So I'm going to do the Love by itself, but first I'm going to do You Lots, and let's do that in Poppy Parade. So I just covered the love, and we have You Lots showing. So we're just going to ink this up. I have a piece of just painter's tape. You can use Post-it note, masking tape, whatever you want. And we're going to put it down here. Oops, got this guy here. Now we need to clean this. It's very important so you don't get any of the ink from the Love You or the You Lots. I'm getting all confused on it. Okay, and then we're going to put this tape on the You Lots part and just ink up the love. All right, so we'll just get the love. And is there a heart in this set? I feel like there should be a heart. I don't see one. We're going to take this off again. That goes in the garbage. And we'll do the love. I feel like this could be maybe a little bit smaller. Let's see. I feel like the words are not very big. A lot of white space. I think I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So this one is 3 1/8 by 2 1/8. I think I'm going to make it 3 by 2. There'll be a little bit more red showing, but I'm okay with that. And I'll have in the directions you could do it either way, because the other one I have bigger. So 3 by 2. Let's see how that looks. I think that's good. It's a 1/4 inch. Before it was 1/8 of an inch. And then that. And then if you wanted to write, because there's no place to write, I mean, you could write on the back. You could probably write something there. But I thought this might be something that you don't need to write something. You know, maybe you could just write a little note in there. And the same thing here. Maybe just... I don't know. I probably wouldn't write anything on this. Maybe put something in it, if that makes sense. So, or you could do something on the back, as I said. Let's do this on here. And we're going to just we'll put a little glue on this guy. I just think this is so sweet with the flower. I'm trying not to squeeze too hard because I don't want to gush here. Love You Lots. Okay, and this actually is going, oh, we'll do this. I like my seal the best, but sometimes when you're putting layers down, the liquid glue is helpful. So isn't that cute? Love You Lots. So now we want to figure out, do we want this? And I am going to put a little label out here. You'll see when I do it. So this, or I'm thinking the red again. I love Poppy Parade. Yeah, let's do the red. So let's just adhere this down to the red circle. So again, this is a 2-inch circle punch. You could use whatever you want. And this is a 2 3/8. And I think on this one, it's the 2 3/8. I didn't mat it. Okay, so this is coming here, and let's try this and see how this works. I have Hello Friend. And this is just, you know, something you can give to a friend. Love You Lots. You don't have to say anything more. They'll know who it's from, right? So I'm just lining that up on my grid paper. And I want to see how this is going to look. I think I just got a little, because it's got to come in, right? I feel like I've got a little line on there, but we're going to just go with it. Let's just cut it. Let's see how this will work. Maybe it should come out to there. What do you think? I think that's good. Otherwise, we can cut around it. A lot of people do that. Let's just try that. Trying to get rid of that point there. And I'm just going to cut along here on the bottom like this. You could even just do hello. Maybe we want to do that. What do you think? I'm asking you, and I'm not live, so you can't tell me. I didn't do a very good job, did I? Let me just fix this. Sometimes when you do things on camera, they don't come out as easy or as good as when you're just doing it on your own. You just don't want any like sharp corners, sharp edges. I think this will work. So let's put this down. So when you're putting this down, you want it to only have the dimensionals there, right? So I am going to use dimensionals, but you don't want them anywhere past this fold here. So let's get our dimensionals. And what I like to do on a circle especially is I like to just put my finger so I can only go out here. On other shapes it's okay, but circles are a little bit tough because you don't really know if it's straight or not because it's round, right? So let's see if this will work. So this does show, but I think that's okay. And then let's see if we can fit this on right about there. I think that works. So let's see. I'm just going to put it, I'm not going to have it on the edge, just like that. All right. Let's see, do we need any bling on it? So I did put bling on this. Let's see what we have. Let's just use the same thing, these flower, pressed flower motifs. Am I saying that right? And I think when I have it closed, I will put a large one up here. And then a, boy, these are like all on top of each other. A large and a small one over here. Okay. Hello, friend. Love you lots. And this is how it will look standing up. And then love and hugs. Wishing you well. And I want to just tell you about my April card class. If you're in my club, these are the cards we'll make. We're using the Poetic Garden, I think, designer series paper. Isn't that pretty? And this is the foil. It's really pretty that I embossed. So these are the cards you'll make. This is a fun fold. So if you're interested in joining my club, I'll be sending out an email. You can leave a comment here and I can email, or you can subscribe to my email list and you'll get the emails. You can join the club. It's $45 a month, or you can buy it just one time for $50, and you'll get all the details in there. I am working on, since I'm doing this video early, I don't have my calendar done, but I am working on my calendar, and I will be sending that out April 1st. All right, thanks so much and have a good week, and happy Easter to those who celebrate. I hope you enjoy it. Take care.